one more power, not two. One. Oh, that was a bit closer. 9 and 10. There we go, we get there. Woohoo! Hi there everyone, I'm the BigCraigO and thanks for coming and checking out this week's deck tech. We're still exploring Strixhaven colleges and we're actually at the final episode, the fifth episode of this, where we're going to sort of check out Silverquill. Now I've play tested a bunch of different decks within the Silverquill black-white colour scheme. Just to try and find the right one. I've played some aggro decks, I've played some mid-range decks, played some tempo decks. What I actually ended up deciding on was a control build. This is something that's near and dear to my heart, these two colours. In the old days I used to play a lot of Orzhov, token-based decks. This is the kind of deck that I really enjoy. It's probably a little more control build than my aggro sort of roots, but I still really enjoy these type of decks. So hopefully we'll be able to showcase how this deck works in some matches and give you guys a bit of a taste of what potentially this could be, or for you. I'm not sure if everyone would enjoy playing this style of deck, but it is fairly fun from my point of view to make tokens and then throw them away if you need to and build them up again. So they're the things I enjoy. So without further ado, let's go and have a look at the deck. Alright, so let's have a look at the cards that make up this deck. So we run a companion in the form of Yorin here. You should be fairly familiar with that. It's a 5 casting cost, 4/5 flying companion creature that allows you to bounce non-land permanents into exile, and they come back in your next end step to make them re-trigger. So that's kind of good. In the 1-drop slots, we've got two cards. So we've got Cling to Dust, just a single copy of this. It's a bit of a fantastic card. Allows you to gain some life, draw cards, and you can recast it by paying 1 black, 3 other, and exiling 5 cards. Allows you to do that from your graveyard, which is quite cool. We've got 4 Eye Twitch, which costs 1. It's a 1/1 flying eye bat creature. When it dies, you get to learn, which means you get to go and grab something out of your sideboard. We'll go through that in a moment. In the 2-drop slots, we've got a full play set of Heartless Act. It's a really premium removal in the form of being able to destroy creatures and also remove counters off the creatures as well, so it's quite useful. The reason that I really like this deck is because of the Humiliate. 1 black, 1 other for a sorcery speed. Target opponent reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card from it, that player discards that card, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. Really useful, quite powerful, and definitely the hand disruption makes it worthy to pay all 4 of them. Vanishing Verse, 1 black, 1 other. 1 black, 1 white, not other. It's an instant speed spell. It allows you to exile target mono-coloured permanent, not creature, permanent. So that's quite powerful as well. Run 4 of the Mind Maze Tome. It's all-starts being played in a lot of control decks for at least for the last few months. It costs 2. It's an artifact. You can tap it for no cost, just tapping it, and put a page counter on it and get to scry 1, which is quite useful. Or you can choose to opt to pay 2, tap it, put a page counter, and draw a card. When it has 4 or more page counters, you gain 4 life after you exile this artifact. So that's the 2 drops. In the 3-drop slot, we've got full 4 Elite Spellbinders. I think this is a card that's going to become even more popular than it currently is, as people become more familiar with how to sort of interrupt your opponent's hand. 1 white, 2 other for a 3/1 flying creature, but when it comes into play, you can pick a card from your opponent's hand. That card costs 2 more to cast, so that's kind of cool. Omen of the Sun, just 2 of these. This is a 1 white, 2 other with flash enchantment that comes into play. When it comes into play, you create 2 1/1 human creature tokens and gain 2 life. That in conjunction with Yorion, if you have 2 of these out as an example, when Yorion comes in, you can bounce them both into exile. They come back at your end step. You then get another 2 creatures per omen that you bounce, and again also additional 2 points of life, so it's quite useful. You can also pay 1 additional 1 and 2 up, 1 white and 2 other to sacrifice it, and you get to scry for 2, which is good. 2 Elsbeth's Nightmare, 1 black, 2 other for a saga, has 3 different modes. When it comes into play, it can destroy target creature opponent controls with power 2 or less. It then you get to have a look at your opponent's hand, and you can choose a non-creature, non-land card. That player discards that card, and the third one is it exiles the opponent's graveyard, stopping any of their shenanigery. We run 2 more of the Treacherous Blessing, which is 1 black, 2 other for an enchantment. When it comes into play, you draw 3 cards. Whenever you cast a spell, you lose 1 life. Then Treacherous Blessing becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. It's pretty good from a point of view of just getting some card draw, but it also works quite well in conjunction with Doom Foretold as just being a sacrificial enchantment to allow you to bounce the Doom Foretold's effect back onto your opponent in their next turn. Moving on to the next sort of spot, we've got a extinction event. We run a full 4 of these. This is premium removal. 1 black, 3 other for a sorcery speed. Choose odd or even, exile each creature with mana value, chosen quantity 0 is even. So basically it's just mass removal, but targeting either odd or even creatures. Very powerful. We also run the enchantment Doom Foretold, 1 black, 1 other, and two. Those of you that are familiar with this channel and been watching from the start, you know that I really like this card. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land, non-token permanent. If that player can't, they discard a card, they lose 2 life. I get to draw a card and gain 2 life and create a 2/2 white creature, a night creature token with vigilance. Then I just sacrifice the Doom Foretold. So using this in conjunction with the Treacherous Blessing and some of the other enchantments just means that we can sacrifice something on our turn to get it then to go back onto their turn, and they have to sacrifice something. So it just keeps you going along. We also run 2 of Elsbeth Conquers Death, or ECD as most people call it. 2 white, 3 other for a saga. When it comes into play, I exile target permanent and opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater. Quite good. The second mode is non-creature spells your opponent casts cost 2 more to cast until end of turn. Works very well in conjunction with Elite Spellbinder. To be able to push those costs up for people to be able to play those key pieces. And then the third mode is I get to return target creature or planeswalker card from my graveyard to the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter or loyalty counter on it. Quite useful. We run 2 Kaya the Inexorable. 1 black, 1 white, 3 other for a legendary planeswalker. The modes put ghost form counters on stuff, so when they die, they return that creature back to your hand, but you also get a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying, which is quite useful. -3 exile target non-land permanent, and -7 you get an emblem at the beginning of your upkeep. You may cast legendary spells from your hand, from your graveyard, or from among other cards you own. So yeah, really useful. Primarily finding the +1 counters, the ghost form counters and the exile non-land permanents, just to pick out key pieces on your opponent's side of the battlefield. And then finally we top out with 2 copies of Professor Onyx, 2 black, 4 other for a 5 loyalty planeswalker Liliana. Has the set Magecraft ability. Whenever you cast a copy an instant or sorcery spell, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. +1, you lose 1 life. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. -3, each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls. And -8, each opponent may discard a card. If they do, they lose 3 life. Repeat this process 6 more times. So that's the spells. On the land front, we have a regular little cornucopia of land. So we've got a single Castle Ardenvale, we have a single Crawling Barrens, a single Field of Ruin, and a single Temple of Silence. So these spells are all one-ofs, or all spells, lands, sorry, are all one-ofs, and they just give us that utility to be able to do different things, be it make creatures, be it have a creature that gets larger and you can put your mana into, or even pick out and destroy a key piece of your opponent's mana. Quite useful. We run 2 Temples of Silence, which gives us the scry ability and also has the novelty of black and white land from the 1 land source. It does come in and play tap though, so it can be a little bit slow. We run 3 Shine Shadow Snarls, which is the black-white land that if you show a basic land, it comes into play untapped, otherwise it comes into play tapped. We have 2 of the dual flippy lands, black or white, so we run, 4 of those, which is quite useful. We run 2 Castle Loch Wayne, giving us that card draw and black mana, as long as we have a basic swamp. And then we run a full 10, which is pretty crazy, plains, and 11 swamps. So very labour intensive, as most control decks. You want to be able to build up your mana every turn. You want to be playing 1 land. Okay, so let's go and have a look at the mana curve, just to give you an idea. It's not as high mana cost as many control decks are. It's very reactive though, so this is why it's probably a true control deck. So the average casting cost from this deck is 2.9, which is fairly low. It only runs 8 creatures, has 37 non-creatures, and as I said before, it runs 35 land. It is a significant deck. This is a type of deck you have to play patiently. If you just willy-nilly start destroying stuff, you're going to end up in a situation where you don't have the right pieces at the right time. Good fun deck. So let's go and see how it performs. Okay, so those of you that are familiar with the Deck Tech series will always be ready for my first game against Sparky, which is Arena's AI program. Today what I'm going to be doing is just playing through the deck itself. I'll highlight any particular thoughts when it comes to different lines of play or options. I've got a bit of time when you play Sparky, so it's all good in the hood. Looking at this opening hand, look, we don't have a white, but looking at the hand itself, we've got a few black cards that kick us off anyway, so I'll keep and see how we go from here.
Rightio, now let's play.
Say hello to Sparky. Play that. Okay, so we're up against some sort of blue flying deck by the look of it. Start building our blue state. Taking 1 damage at this point in time is not going to be the end of the world. Put a counter onto Maze Tome, another land. That's what we need. Keep doing those land drops. This one. Draw some more cards there. Another counter onto that. Another land card. You can see here we've got quite a few land in hand now, which is good. Small amount of removal. Play the second white. Play out the Doom Foretold. We will take some damage from that, but you know, it is what it is. Another counter there. Keep the Doom Foretold now. So our opponent had to sacrifice their creature to Doom Foretold. We will now sacrifice a Treacherous Blessing so that we can start casting more spells. Excuse me. Play second black. Draw another card and gain the full life. Yeah. Remove Yorin across. And I have to discard discard a card, so I'm looking at what I want to discard at this point in time. I'll get rid of the extra land. We run on 6 mana. That's okay. Play under white here.
Welcome to Witherbloom College.
Get my opponent to sacrifice
You'll learn the
their
power
creature.
of death.
Second place.
Time to focus. I've got a job to do.
I never thought I'd miss the library.
Exile the creature.
It's the least deserved.
Okay, so cancel that for now. Creature.
Come on,
Play
there's
the
gotta be
Spellbinder.
something useful. Ugh.
+1.
Don't worry. I got you.
Kill their creature. Gain some life. We're basically just going to ride our way out at this point. Is the plan. Yeah. Play lands. +1 again.
Don't worry. I got you.
+1 again. Take an enchantment.
I have impeccable study habits.
Create a few creatures. Gain some more life. And put a +1 counter on one of my tokens. Pass turn. Okay, so they play a creature, that's good. +1 again.
Never thought I'd miss the library.
You'll be fine. Trust me.
Cancel that for now, actually. What I'll do is I'll attack in with these two and see if they block. They do. got in our creature-wise that we can bring back? Only an eye twitch. That's okay in itself. Alright. And those two. One again. Removal. Always with the removal.
I have impeccable study habits.
Attacking with my 1/1. Goes into 13. Gain some more life and a few more duties. Block with one of my spirits.
Don't worry.
Ghost form counter. Another bit of removal there.
There has to be an answer here.
Can't do anything at this stage, but otherwise I would have had to discard a card. I suppose I could have discarded that, but it's always good to keep something back. Move to the attack step. Down to 1 they go. Play a creature.
Will we meet again, Planeswalker?
And there you go. Having a look at this opening hand, it seems fairly good. We don't have any 1-drops, which is fine, because we've got a land that comes into play tapped, gives us a scry ability, so this is a key. Say hello to our opponent. Wish them some love. Scry now. Another land. Not a bad thing. Always want to those land drops. Keep building our mana up for now. Going to attempt the Spellbinder. Just have a look at their hand and see what they've got. Okay. When it enters the battlefield, create a number of +1 or 1/1 white humans equal to your devotion white hearts. Lots and lots of creatures is a bad idea. So when I say get rid of it, it just makes it more expensive to cast, a bit further out of their reach. Now I'm unsure if they're going to, they are going to do what I thought they were going to do, or that they might. Which is fine. Play this as a 1, and then my intention is to do this. Hopefully hopefully we'll be able to kill their Skyclave. Looks like we're going to get that done, which is nice. Gain a 3/3 token. Admittedly, it's not a flyer, but you know, it is what it is. They may try and Banishing Light the token now, and that's fine. Oh, they're going to take the old strip the hand, eh? Alright, so I'm going to attempt to see what they got in their hand. Now we're going to attack for 4, dropping them down to 16, and basically just keep chipping away from it. Here's the plan. We're not in a super strong position at this stage, but you know, it's not terrible. Really comes down to what they choose to play at this point in time. I don't know what they've got, but if we want to, we can play a Doom Foretold. Nothing in their hand at the moment, so that works out okay. Pod. We just need to draw some more land. That's really what we're stuck on at the moment. There we go. Move that across for now. Fast turn. So they're at 6 mana. I'll be able to bring back Yorion if I need to. Maybe. Let's see what they got to play. It's a very odd standoff I find myself in at the moment. I'm guessing they've got some counter spells in hand, maybe. I'm not sure what they're hoping to achieve here, but There's only 2 devotion, which I'm not overly concerned about. Wouldn't mind drawing something like an eye twitch or oh, I don't know. Here we go. Did not expect that, let me tell you. That was kind of cool. That's kind of funny. So they turned Elsbeth into a human soldier who has Elsbeth's face. That's what I've decided. Okay.
If the job is wrong, I changed the terms. When I say go, you go.
I should have attacked with my 4/5 then. So we're putting it all on the line, so hopefully they don't draw +2 in 2 more power. Otherwise they will kill us. There we go. 1 more power, not 2. 1. Oh, that was a bit closer. 9 and 10. We get there. Well, this hand looks okay. We've got some land, some removal. Yeah, I think this is a key. Say hello to our opponent. Wish them some love. Play the snarl, revealing the swamp. Pass turn back. Washi 04. Okay, play that out. Next turn, hopefully we'll be able to do the Omen of the Sun. Although, I'm thinking that we probably want to kill that. Stop him from getting that advantage. End turn. Don't be angry, it's okay. Play the Doom Foretold out, sit back. At this point in time, it's just a matter of seeing if they can sustain themselves beyond this point. They seem to be in the tank a fair bit, so yep. They have some sort of enchantment destruction or what the heck, let's have a look. We should have done that before I attacked, I guess. Okay. Get rid of Garuk. He's the one I struggle with. So if they, yeah, basically my plan at this stage is to, hopefully they don't, oh, they probably will play that, yeah. I was going to say hopefully they don't play that, but, oh well, it is what it is. Swinging for 5. Drop them down to 11 and then pass turn back to them. Yeah. Punchy old knight, fair enough. is this? This is 3, 6. Yeah, okay. So they're going to block the 2/2. I'll still get 1 through. That's fine. Even. I'll lose my 1/1. Take the hinge way out. Bit of a waste, I appreciate that, but it is what it is. Okay. Play the nightmare. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to 4, drop them down to 2. At this point in time, it's really up to, they've got to have something to answer this immediately. They don't seem to have it. Unlucky, we get there though. Well, this opening hand looks fairly solid. It's got a lot of land. It's got a little bit of removal and a creature, so I'll give it a try. See how we go. Oh, say hello to our opponent. And then wish him some love. Okay. I'll play the black land out. I'll play the eye twitch. At the very least, we have a blocker. Okay. Like this. Let's see if we can get a bit of shenanigery going on here. Rid of that. No block, no attacks at this stage. Okay, so play a third land there. Now we can choose to block here. Or we can take 3. I'm going to take 3 and then potentially it'll be 5. Okay. Like that. No attacks. End turn. So I'm guessing at this point in time they play the forest, then play the questing beast. I'm going to kill the questing beast with the vanishing verse. If they don't do that, then I've got the omen of the sun to fall back on. Trelechi. as well. So thinking go the environmental science route. This. Let's find out what they've got. Just basically strip their hand as much as we can. Poor Clayton. They just decide that they've had enough and they give up. So we get there. Wow, that was a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed playing this control deck. I haven't played a lot of control for a while, so it was good just to get out there and have a bit of fun. Lots of removal, lots of sort of saying no and destroying people's stuff, which is always good fun. I think all in all, this deck's fairly solid. I would probably give it a B-. I think that if you're not familiar with playing control, you may struggle a little bit getting your head around it, but with practice, you'll obviously get there. I think piloting these types of decks is you've got to be in the right mindset. If you were going to a tournament where you had to play, 8 or 9 rounds, playing a deck like this could be quite challenging mentally, quite draining. I would also suggest that you'd definitely be going to time for most rounds if that was the case also. Look, all in all, as I said, this deck it's fun to play if you're in that frame of mind where you're happy to sit back and let your opponent sort of do what they're trying to do and say no to them a lot. Yeah, big fan. I think as far as all of the schools from Strixhaven, all the colleges I should say, from Strixhaven, I'd have to say I enjoyed this one probably most as far as the gameplay goes. I did really enjoy Lorehold as well. Yeah, I'd say that this would probably be my favourite. I'm a bit biased too because it is my preferred colour scheme, so black and white. So, look, I really do appreciate all the support everyone's been giving me. Don't forget that there is, as you can see up there, there's Strixhaven Constructed event. I'm going to probably play through that and just do a little sub video just for giggles. But ultimately, guys, it's a fun time to play Magic Arena. It's a really good time to be involved. And if you've got any questions about different decks, if you're just starting out, you're not sure what you should do, please message me, comment below. You can catch me. I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is Greenwich Mean Time plus 10 hours. I have a Facebook page. Obviously, you're watching this on YouTube, so you can comment below. On Twitch is where I stream. Come and follow. Happy to answer questions and try and help you out with deck building. If you have particular decks that you would like to see me do a review on and just sort of talk through, just let me know. Yeah, I'm more than happy to do that. Always looking for ways to help the community grow. Other than that, I just want to give a quick shout out to Grey Viking Games. Down below you'll see a link. If you click on that and go to their website, you can purchase cosmetics for your arena use and codes for your arena use. It doesn't cost you anything to use that link. If anything, it's exactly the same price. What happens is that when you purchase things, we get a small kickback for our channel, and then I can use that to buy codes to give away, which is really helpful. And the other supporter or friend of the stream is Spectrum Games. They're based out of Sydney, Australia. They're a small purveyor of physical Magic the Gathering products and accessories. Go and check them out at www.spectrumgaming.com.au. Really great customer service, and as I continually remind people, if you go there and you can't find the specific card you're after, just send them a message, because they could source it from somewhere. They are very well connected within the community. So look, really appreciate it, guys. I really do honestly appreciate all the words of encouragement, the support that people are giving me through subscriptions and following the channels, be it YouTube, be it the Facebook page, or liking it, or if on the Twitch stream. All those little bits and pieces that people, that encouragement they give me, and the financial support they give me as well, means a lot. It helps me to keep everything sort of going and not be too expensive for my poor old pocket. Other than that, guys, there'll be content dropping every day this week, as they are is each and every week, be it the streams that I do and record and put up, or be it Deck Tech. Other than that, guys, I hope to see you soon. And just remember, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's when I'll be on Twitch. So come and say hi. All right, guys, catch ya.